up, DMV? I'm Lindsay, your host, and welcome to Billiards Music Magazine. We're here in DC bringing you a special DMV edition. You know we had to kick things off with something big, so let's get into it. Highlighting talent that's repping the area in the biggest way, from powerhouse productions like The Color Purple to Rent to unforgettable performances and A Christmas Carol right here at the Ford's Theater. We're celebrating artists making major moves, and trust me, you're gonna want to stick around. And you'll only get the full scoop right here at billiardsvmsoa.com. Instagram might tease you with the sneak peek, but for the real deal, you know where to go. Now, let's get into the main event. Y'all, we're shining the spotlight on a phenomenal talent, an artist, an actress, and straight up inspiration. Give it up for the one, the only Kaiyla Gross. And I know that you have a very busy schedule, so thank you for taking the time out to be with us today.
Thank you for
How
having me.
does it feel to be back here at Ford's Theater?
It feels amazing. This is my second year back doing A Christmas Carol. I just finished A Little Shop of Horrors last spring with Ford's Theater, and this is a great theater. I love being here.
Amazing. Yeah, there's a lot of history. It's a very well-respected theater as well.
It is.
Get that check, girl.
Trying to.
And I feel like this is a full circle moment. You know, we work together in the theater company, but seeing you do it big here it's amazing.
Thank you.
But let's go back to the very beginning.
Okay.
So, what started your relationship with music? Like, when did you realize you had a gift?
Okay, interesting question. Honestly, I will say maybe like a year ago.
No.
But listen.
A year?
Listen, this industry is, it's a lot. It's a lot. And there's a lot of people doing the exact same thing. So it's kind of hard to find your lane and figure out what works for you or what doesn't work for you. And also social media is a lot. And that can really take a toll on you if you're not taking the time to figure out who you are for yourself. So like I've been singing technically all my life, quote unquote, but I didn't really start singing until junior year of college, and then started gigging last year.
Wow, a year ago. I know that social media does take a toll and makes you think that you're all of a sudden not special, but I feel like when you know, you just know. And I feel like we always have to just like forget what we're hearing, all the noise, and kind of just tune in. Yeah. But I mean, that was a really honest answer. I mean, that tells me that you're hard on yourself, but in a good way, because you're pushing yourself, you're planting the seeds.
Yeah. I never want to stop growing and learning, and just it's a process.
So, I mean, but you've always had a really amazing voice. It gives me goosebumps.
Thank you.
To this day.
Thank you.
So to know a little bit about you, I think is really interesting.
Thank you.
And then about your music, you first came out with the name Kaiyla, like your government name, all that good stuff. Yeah. What prompted the change to Gëtte, and what does that name mean to you?
Okay, so initially when I had my first single, I was in college, and I just put out the single because I was like, oh, let me just record something and put it out. My friend actually wrote the song, and he sent me it to do a reference for him, but then he was like, no, I think you should keep it and like, you know, release this for yourself. I switched to Gëtte because my mom passed away 2 years ago, and she named me after my godmother who also passed away, and my middle name is Bridget, so I just chose Gëtte.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really touching. And I'm sorry for your losses.
Oh, thanks.
I think that in a way it pushes you
forward.
Of
course. And that's why I chose to do my name like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pay homage to both of them.
How does it reflect in your music, you think? When you're singing and you're performing, are you thinking about these women? Are you, like, how does it kind of intertwine when it comes to your music?
I think it's more so if I feel what I'm singing, other people will feel what I'm singing. So I don't sing songs that I don't believe that I know how to portray either storytelling or that I don't feel emotionally myself. I hope that people take more, like they leave feeling something, not so much, oh, she can sing, like no, but what did you feel when you heard what you heard?
I want to go back to your song, For Myself, your very first single. You said you dropped junior year of college?
Yeah, I think that was 2018. I think
That's
so.
okay.
Yeah, one of the years.
So I genuinely love that song.
Oh,
I remember when it first dropped, and like I didn't have any like communication with you, but I was just like, I want to see how Kaiyla's doing. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, oh, she dropped something.
I love that.
Let's hear it. It went platinum in my car. I don't care
I
what
love
nobody
that.
says.
Thank you. I appreciate
It
that.
went platinum,
I appreciate that.
for sure. What inspired that song? Because I feel like self-love in general is hard for women.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's a lot of self-realization. Like, I rock with you.
Yeah.
But I got to work on myself first. So, like, what prompted you to write that song?
So my friend Jeremiah actually wrote the song, Jeremiah Roselle. And when he wrote it, honestly, I wasn't even in a place to really receive the lyrics. But now that I do it live now, and I also use my pedal to perform it live now, and I added another verse to the song as well. I feel it more, and I guess because I'm growing and learning more in my career, you really have to take care of yourself, especially in this industry, because it's so easy to get caught up in a lot of other things. And it's just important to take care of yourself, and you can't pour from an empty cup. So that's basically what the song is really about. Make sure you're taking care of yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
It starts within.
Yes.
And
yes.
I think I really like the part where you're saying that you couldn't feel it at the time. You know it was a good message.
Yeah.
But sometimes it really takes time for you to be like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, I do need to listen to that. It's kind of like when your mom's saying growing up, like, you need to do this, you need to do that.
Right.
You'd be like, 10 years like, dang, she was
exactly. Life be lifing, okay?
So I think, like, performing it live, you're like, wow, I really ate with those words, and now I can feel it, and now it brings a new meaning to the song.
Yeah.
So, oh my gosh, I really do love that song. I cannot tell you.
Thank you.
And when I asked about this song, I was like, I can't find it. I kept looking up "Love Myself" because I was like, that's what the words were in my head. I mean, obviously it's for myself, but I was trying so hard to find it. I couldn't.
Yeah.
I was like, maybe it's because she changed her name. Maybe
I did switch it over until that's probably why you couldn't find it also.
No.
But yeah.
You got it back. And so that makes me want to talk about your latest single, Void. I know it comes from a very soft place. But share what you would like to share about that song.
So I actually recorded this song like almost 2 years ago.
Okay.
It was also a reference track. My friend Nouvelle wrote it because he knew like what happened with my mom.
Right.
And at first I was like, oh, I'll record it for you, just a nice little reference track. But he was like, no, I think you should release this. So we did like a live version of it. We do these cuts and concerts is what we call it, and we do like our live music. And it did really well. So I was like, we should actually record this for real and get it mixed and put it out. And yeah, I released it on my mom's birthday this year. So.
That is so touching. I know she's looking down at you. Like, that's my baby.
Yes, okay, I'm trying.
Okay, I love that. Yeah, I think it's important when artists like are very vulnerable, because that's what's gonna make the art better.
Yeah,
and you feel them, and so like also hearing your voice, I can hear the emotion. And since you're also an actress, do you think being a singer and an actress kind of bounce off of each other? Like when you're performing in a show, you're like, okay, I can bring that to music, because sometimes for artists it's hard to like convey that emotion in songs. So do you think being an actress helps that, or do you think being a singer helps your performance on the stage and a production?
I think it helps both ways. Being on stage for theater definitely helps when I'm gigging. Stage presence is like natural to me because of doing theater so much.
That's a hard part. It is.
And it did start off a little rough, but I also just like to have fun, and I know that if I'm having fun, that's really
they're gonna feel it.
Yeah, they're gonna feel it. I'm gonna have a good time.
Gotcha.
But yeah, it does bounce off from each thing, and I do take. I've actually learned a lot about my voice because of theater. Like I've learned different placements and things and ranges. I have whistle notes that I didn't even know I had because of theater. Like, and the training that I get from theater also just helps with my gigging as well.
So we talked about the past just a little bit. We're gonna go back to Norfolk State.
Oh gosh,
because that's what we met.
Okay.
Norfolk State is in the building.
Okay.
So I want to talk about how Norfolk State, specifically theater company, of course, how did it shape you as an artist?
Okay. Well, first of all, shout out to Mara, because if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have auditioned for Black Nativity.
Okay.
She was the one who told me, was like, yeah, you should come audition. I was like, I know nothing about theater, like nothing at that. And then having Professor calling me silly throughout Black Nativity, I'm like, who is this? Like, I'm like, what is going on? Like, what is happening? So yeah, Norfolk State played a really big part in my life, and I think if I hadn't went to Norfolk State, I would not be doing theater. I wouldn't have even known that. What are the arts? Like, I probably would have been more in the medical field probably right now.
Okay.
Because my bachelor's is in exercise science kinesiotherapy.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Brain. Love that.
But yeah, Norfolk State definitely changed my life.
I had no idea. I thought you graduated with like a bachelor's in theater.
Mm-mm.
That's insane.
No, not at all. Yeah.
Wow. The more you know. Okay. Bringing up Sealy, Color Purple.
Mm-hmm.
Hands down to this day.
Oh God.
To this day. Top 5. Okay.
Okay. I appreciate that.
I've seen a lot of shows, and I will still talk about that show. Like, I remember I was also in it, but I was like in the background, you know, doing my little one too. But I was like, Mom, you need to come.
Wow.
Not even for me. I need you to go see that girl, Celie, okay?
Oh,
I need you to go see her.
Wow.
And so she came, and I was like, Mom, make sure you record it because I want to see it again and again. I was fangirling for no reason.
Oh my gosh.
It was intense. But do you think that also like maybe boosted confidence? Maybe be like, okay, like I could really do this. Like, do you think, or what was like your catapult into like maybe professional theater?
I don't think it was silly. I feel like
Okay.
I'm not gonna say I was like too young to play her, but I didn't fully understand what was really going on in the story, and I think not really knowing that I wouldn't say that that's what pushed me to it. I will say I did Rent at Signature Theater, and that one was when I was like, okay, no, I could make a career out of this. Like, I quit my 9 to 5. I literally talked to my sister. I was like, I think I should just stop because I can't keep working with kids and coming here. Like, I'm losing my voice teaching all day, and I'm like, I can't do it.
Need that. That's
okay, that's what I'm saying. I need it. And she was like, no, just quit. And I was like, but what am I gonna do about money? She's like, you're gonna be fine. Like, just quit your job. And I was like, okay. And I've literally, gracious God, thank you.
I love that there's like a trend of people who are like constantly believing in you and like
Yeah.
pushing you to do stuff you never would have thought to do.
That is true. Good
Shout
point.
out to those people.
Yeah.
Because having
Shout out to
faith
them.
goes a long
Absolutely.
way.
Yes.
Even when you don't believe in yourself,
That's
somebody
it.
does, and the work shows for itself.
Yes.
It surely does. So what was it, or how was the show of Rent, or the run of Rent? Rather?
It was great. Very nerve-wracking because I had the Seasons of Love solo, and at the time I didn't know how monumental that part was. I was just like, I'm just gonna come and sing this little part and it's gonna be great. But my director actually was showing people my audition video, and he told me like after the fact, where I was like, why are you showing people? He's like, because it's really good and I need you to know that it's really good.
Right.
But yeah, Rent was a lot of fun. That was also like the tail end of the pandemic. We were coming out of the pandemic, so yeah, just a great show.
Do you have any upcoming projects when it comes to music that we should know about?
Yes, my EP, hopefully.
EP?
Hold on, because the mixing was taking so long because people take forever.
It does.
I would love for it to be out by like February.
Okay.
That's like a long shot, but that is my hope. Is by February I will have a 4-song EP. Yes, a 4-song EP. It's gonna be called For You. So yeah.
And is that in dedication to yourself? Maybe?
Yes, and other people. Boyd is definitely on it.
Right.
I also wrote a song about Jadon, which is gonna be on it. And another song is just like a love song. And the other song, love songs. It's really just love songs, but like dedicated to people. Okay, no, that's it.
love is everywhere.
That's it.
Everybody can relate.
Yeah.
And so tell me a little bit about your residencies. Like, did somebody also prompt you to do that? You're like, I got this. Like, what's the story behind that? Because people coming to see you perform, paying money to see you.
That was actually kind of crazy.
Amazing.
So one of my friends is a music director in the area, and he's also right now on Broadway right now. Wow. He was like, hey, I'm a part of this. I just did this residency, blah, blah, blah. Like, I really think you should be good for it, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, like, sure, I'll try. So I did the whole paperwork, signed up. Then we had an audition. I was the last person to audition, and the person who was supposed to play guitar for me had a family emergency and had to leave. So I basically had to like bring my pedal and do all my songs by myself. Wow. And I guess they liked that because I got into the program. And I finished my residency last June, and it was so great. I met a lot of new people. I feel like I expanded my network a lot, and to this day I'm still getting gigs because of Strathmore. So it's really great. Yeah,
I'm just hearing all these things. Like things are happening, and it's just working in your favor every time.
God,
amen. Amen. That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's how it was supposed to happen. You were supposed to do everything yourself. You're like, okay, she's well versed. She knows a thing or two. Okay. Yeah. I love that. I'm really sad that I missed it. By the time I found out about it, it was over. Oh, I definitely would have came out, but next time. Yeah. Next time I will be there. Perfect. So you're from Leslie, Maryland, DMV. We are in the house, okay? So do you feel like growing up in this area has influenced your sound or the way you perform at all?
Honestly, no.
No?
Because I grew up playing sports.
Oh, wow.
Majority of my life. So I didn't really start singing until junior year of college. So, I mean, my dad sings, but no, not specifically Maryland. There are some really nice artists around this area that I do like. But as far as being influenced by the specifically location, not really.
Not really?
Yeah.
That's real.
Yeah.
You know? For all my music heads, I gotta ask, do you have any songs that are on your playlist right now? Are there any songs that keep you motivated, uplifted?
Okay, well, actually, I just listened to Hotels this coming into the theater because Jasmine Sullivan.
Okay.
Hold on. I just love that album. It's actually a good warm-up album. It takes you through a lot of my range, so it's like a good warm-up album. But I'm also listening to, I don't really listen to a lot of new music, so
that's real too.
Yeah,
once you know what you like, you kind of just stick there.
I love some Layla Hathaway, some Anita Baker.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm really listening to right now. A lot of jazz. I'm actually getting into jazz.
Jazz is definitely
very calming. Yeah, I don't really listen to a lot of new music.
That's okay. That is totally okay, because I had to get out of that myself. I was like, dang, I've been listening to the same songs over and over again. I'm going to have to venture out. I got to force myself. But sometimes you just have that safe space and you just don't want to venture out, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Are there any artists that you think influenced your sound in general? Like overall?
Yes, Jasmine Sullivan, Mary, Ty Tribbett, low key, a little bit too.
A little bit of gospel in there. I love Mary. I heard they making a comeback, maybe?
Yeah, I don't know.
I saw something.
I think it's Erica more than Tina, but and her daughter, but yeah, good things.
Okay, so we got a little bit of soul.
Yeah.
Of course, that gospel is definitely going to be a great foundation for any artist too. And it definitely helps with that range and them that little flair, that little runs.
Absolutely, yes.
But that's amazing. I just want to thank you so much for joining us. I know you do have to go. She's hungry, y'all. She's got another show to do. If you're in the area, please check her out. It's the Christmas Carol running until December 31st. Do you have any closing statements for us at Billiards Music Magazine?
Stay true to yourself. Make sure you figure out who you are as a person, and know that healing is not linear, and you're growing and learning stuff every day. Don't stop learning, and be grateful for where you are now, because literally everything happens for a reason. And I love y'all. Thank y'all for having me. It's been so good. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Yay.
freaking out, I don't know where to go. Found out through my voicemail, told me that you're gone. This pain is so unbearable.